Welcome to that little orange Ford. This is my 1961 Ford Falcon four-door sedan. That's customized, obviously. That's not a good transmission bell housing, but anyways, back to the car. This is a 1961 Ford Falcon four-door sedan, as I said, that had an inline six, a 170 that kind of blew. And so now I'm getting a 302 swap for it from a 1994 Ford Mustang. Well, since both cars basically had similar chassis back then, it's just with this case, 94 didn't have the same chassis as a 1960s Ford Mustang, but still, you get the case. Let's go through about this car. What's special about it? Why a Ford Falcon so important, shall we? Alright, first off, the Ford Falcon is basically the original Mustang, technically. They had the exact same chassis. They were both unibody. The Ford Falcon was basically the original Mustang. Mustang was made from the Ford Falcon platform in 1963 because of the 1963 Ford Falcon Sprint. That's a little bit of a history lesson about the Ford Falcon and Ford Mustang. But anyways, so we got the Ford Falcon here. My dad did the paint. He wanted it orange. This was originally his first ever car he ever had. He lowered the back, took off the door handles, took off all the chrome trim that it had. And my ideas was, after I get all back up and running, my new plan is to eventually change the interior to probably a 61 Mercury Comet interior. Because as you can tell, the interior doesn't really look that good. We got here the steering wheel. It is an automatic. People could say it. Not really. It's not really a manual, but little special thing is there's a little pedal down the back over here. At first, I didn't know what it was, but it turns out it's a windshield washer pump. So that's kind of interesting. And so, the interior is not really in a good shape. Still is, but there's still a few stains here and there. But still not bad for what my dad did. And it's generally still a nice looking car as a sedan. Then we come to the back with all the door locks and stuff that my dad took off. He also did the same for the trunk. So it has a special key fob for it to open up the trunk, etc., etc. And you also got the nice tail lights, which is custom. That part right here is not supposed to be there. It was a little lowrider thing that they used back then. At that point, we go back to the front. She's looking good as usual. But what I did with here is I basically cleaned up as much as I can, because all that stuff down there used to be all black. Just black and grease, which that's never a good look. Especially a car that kind of needs to be cleaned anyways. But it's still in a pretty good condition, knowing that it's been sitting here since 2013. Even though I did move at one point. So you got the 61 Ford Falcon. Then you also got the C4 transmission. Which back then, they actually didn't come with the C4. That was an upgrade that my dad did a while back. But yeah, as you can tell, this is not supposed to be cracked. So this bell housing is not supposed to be here anymore. So I'll have to get a new bell housing later on. Get that transmission rebuilt, or if it still be savable. But then we get to the inline 6, which at first it doesn't look that bad, but once you go take a look over here, you see, hey, that hole is not supposed to be there. No, it's not. So what happened was these two valves here broke off and fell into cylinder 5, which cylinder 5 kind of just blew out to the side, cracked the bell housing, and broke the starter off. And that's what you left off with, a broken inline 6 that's not usable anymore. The inline 6 was a 170, which I might have said before, but who cares? They also had a 140, but the 170 is more important because it was I believe they called it the Special 6. At that point, you go back to the Falcon. Nothing special at the moment, even though it looks kind of like a gasser because it's an empty husk at the moment. Then you got all that back there, which then I'll have to change out the differential to a 8.8 inch, which I can get those off an old Mustang. Because literally everything with a Ford Falcon and Ford Mustang back in the 60s, they were easily just replaceable and transferable from each car. Because like I said before, same chassis, just different body style. Also, the Falcon came in as the Ranchero, sedan delivery, a van, a two-door coupe, a convertible, etc., etc. So it came in with multiple ways. And that's probably about this car. Even though I want to get running, hopefully, before the end of this year. Because it was my dad's first car. He passed away not too long ago. So it's my job to get this car back up and running. And for that sakes, that's probably going to be the end of this little vlog thing I want to do. So that's the end of this video. If you're looking for more, subscribe to That Little Orange Ford. And I'll see you guys later once I get that 302. Goodbye.